Big Ten Conference was the main linchpin in the whole expansion and conference alignment talk over the summer last year. And they added one team where they added Nebraska onto their conference, which allowed them to be eligible for a conference championship game. They broke the two conferences down into legends and leaders. I really don't like the name of that. They need to find another name for it, but I really don't like it. But nonetheless, I'm here to break down both divisions. I'm going to break down the legends divisions first, and then I'm going to break down the leaders. In the legends division, you got teams like Iowa, Michigan, Michigan State, Nebraska, Northwestern, and Minnesota. Start off with Iowa. I want to see how does James Vandenberg, how does he basically replace Ricky Stanzi. Ricky Stanzi, what everybody knows, was especially in Big Ten country, was a very accurate quarterback, very solid. I think he broke a couple records at Iowa passing wise. He was a winner there. He was the leader there. Now he's gone to the Chiefs. Now they want to see Chiefs. Now they're going to see what James Vandenberg could do. But here's some good things. He's doing well at camp, but he's still a far long way to becoming somebody that they can depend on their offense, especially leader-wise at the quarterback position. Running back, they got Marcus Coker, who's a big, powerful back. They kind of remind him of Sean Green a little bit. Big, 6 foot, 230-pound, downhill runner, power back. He should be able to carry the load for a while until James Vandenberg gets comfortable in the pocket as a passer, and he can make better decision making and everything. Marcus McNutt, he's a tremendous receiver. He's going to be a key. He's a big guy, about 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", big guy. He's going to be able to be a safety blanket for James Vandenberg coming in the long run. I want to see how they need depth more. They need more depth because they actually had 3 good wide receivers, Iowa, for the past couple years, but now they lost 2 of them to the draft or the graduation. So I want to see who else on the wide receiver core can help step up and take the pressure off of Marvin McNutt. They have a very good, solid offensive line. It's really, really rare you're going to see a bad offensive line in the Big Ten. They have nothing but big guys at the offensive line, big run blockers, great pass protection. That's always good. Defensively, I want to see who they have to replace Adrian Claiborne on the line. First round draft pick, went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They need to find a pass rush and up the middle at the defensive tackle position. Since the Big 12 is really a run-heavy league, you definitely you need to be stout at the D tackle position and the middle linebacker position. I like their corners though. They have 2 very, very good corners, all Big Ten caliber, and Sean Prater and Micah Hyde. I like those 2 guys. I'm not really sure about their safeties. They lost Taylor Sash, another guy to the NFL, all Big Ten guy, a leader on that defense, a team leader in overall as in the team. So I want to see where they can create talent and depth-wise over there. Next, you got Michigan. Michigan went through a crazy thing last year with the Rich Rodriguez scandal and him being fired and them trying to bring in other guys, and they decided to go with Brady Hoke. He's a Michigan man. He brings a pro-style offense, so I want to see how that offense really helps out. Where you bringing a guy, you got spread guys personnel-wise. You have spread guys, but you're trying to bring him into a pro-style type of set. It's going to be really difficult, especially for Denard Robinson. Everybody knows Denard Robinson, shoelace, Heisman front runner for almost half the season. Everybody was talking about him running 20 times a game. But I want to see what he can do in this pro-style offense of decision-making and his accuracy improving. He made a great leap step of accuracy I saw later in the season, but he needs to stay healthy as well. Brady Hoke wants him to run a little bit less. He still wants to run 10 to 15 times a game. There's going to be stuff around him. There's going to be things around him like that to help him out. He's still going to be able to run with bootlegs and waggles and all that and a lot of stuff. They have so much. I want to know what they're going to do with the running back position. They got guys like Shaw. They got guys like Vincent Smith. I just want to see what they're going to do right there, because they got a lot of guys they can plug in at their running back position. Also at wide receiver, they lost a big guy, Darryl Stridham. He's going to be redshirted due to off the field issues. He's going to get redshirted. So now you got these spread guys like I was talking about, like Odoms and Gallen, Roundtree. These guys who are in the spread, who's running bubbles and now routes. You want to see how they progress in a passing tree, in a route running tree. Excuse me. Offensive line, I think they need to improve. Really, this is one of the bad offensive lines in the league. Even though they have probably one of the top guys in all the country at the offensive line in David Mock. I want to see what these other guys can do, the other 4 guys can do, because offensive line is definitely going to be key into keeping Denard Robinson upright. Defense, I think the defense is going to be so much improved than last year. You have Greg Madison coming in, who's one of the greatest defensive minds that you would ever know. He was with the Ravens a couple years. He's going to be the defensive coordinator now. They're switching to a 4-3 they're switching from the 3-3-5 to a 4-3 defense, which actually suits them because now you have a much better way to get a pass rush. Because you had guys like Craig Rowe, who's really a down lineman playing linebacker in the 3-3-5 alignment. And now you can move in. You can play William Campbell at the nose guard position, and Mike Miller could be that other defensive tackle position at the 3 technique, and just one gap pass rushing up in there. He's good, a very good run stopper. He played the nose tackle great last year, running the 3-3-5, but now he's into a better position where he's more in that 3 technique. They have questions at linebacker. They have speed there, but they lost guys to the draft, or lost guys to graduation at linebacker. I think the defense is going to be really improved. They get back their leader from a couple years ago in Troy Woolfork. He was one of those guys where he got hurt last season, ended his season. He was a senior last year, but gets a medical redshirt this year. I think he is definitely going to help improve the linebackers. I mean the cornerbacks. I want to see what they could do. Can they get more? Once again, depth at safety. Safety was a real weak point for him last year. Not fast at the safety position. So I want to see what there. But I think the pass rushing and the D line really would help the secondary out a lot with Ryan Vandenberg, William Campbell, Mike Miller, and Craig Rowe. Craig Rowe, I think, is gonna be a new person. He feels refreshed. He's gonna be a monster trying to be dealt with some of these tackles, the left or the right tackles that are gonna be trying to block him this year. I think he's a stud pass rusher. Also, the one thing Michigan really struggled with last year and for the past couple years under Rich Rodriguez was the place kicking. They finally found a guy. That's why I want to know that. Michigan State, they're my dark horse to actually win the whole division and the conference, led by Kirk Cousins. This offense is really senior led. Seniors on the offensive line, seniors at the quarterback position, 3 seniors at the wide receiver position who are very productive. You have Edwin Baker, who's a dark horse candidate for the Heisman, very good running back. Keith Nichols in the slot, former quarterback. He knows how to read defenses. B.J. Cunningham is probably going to be a name everybody's going to start realizing after this. But this offense is really, really good. Defensively, they're led by one of the best D tackles in the country, and Jarrell Worthy. I really like him. And at that defensive end position, William Golston. William Golston is going to be the next big time pass rusher this country is going to hear about in this league. This kid is really good, very good, quick first step, very strong, 6'7", 250 defensive end. He's gonna be causing havoc for a lot of quarterbacks this year. Every time you're gonna play Michigan State, you're gonna want to know what these 2 guys are. Jarrell pass rushing up the middle and stuffing up the middle, as well as Golston coming around off the edge. Also like Trenton Robinson, I think he's a ball hawk at the safety position, so that I really like that. How they're going to replace some of the guys they had at middle linebacker, especially their leader last year in Greg Jones. But I think that Coach D'Antoni knows exactly what he's doing over there on the defensive side of the ball. Moving on to Nebraska, the new entry into the conference. I want to see how Taylor Martinez does improvement on decision making, on also accuracy. Everybody knows he's a dual threat guy. If he can improve his passing, it'll be so much better for him and that whole offense. I think you got Rex Burkhead, who's replacing Roy Halou Jr. Also, Aaron Green, freshman out of Texas, dynamic playmaker, very elusive, very fast. I want to see, that's going to be really hard with them running the triple option spread look, having those 2 in the backfield probably at the same time, running that wildcat formation and stuff like that. I like that they have the wide receiver position, Brandon Kenny, but I want to see some more depth over there. Also at tight end, they're very, very good, very underrated at the tight end position with Ben Cotton, who's a very solid blocker and good receiver, and Reed, who's from St. Thomas Aquinas, who's a very good pass catcher and can be used as like at an H-back role or a flex tight end role to cause mismatch problems. On the offensive line, they're solid. Got guys coming back. Their defense is led by Jared Crick, one of the best D tackles in the whole country. Is probably locked to be a first-round pick. They're stout up the middle with Studebaker and Crick at the D tackle positions. They lost Pierre Allen, who was their pass rushing guy. I want to see what they do pass rushing wise. That's probably going to be something that they're going to have to try to find. I love that they have at linebacker. They're very fast. They're very speed. They run that matchup zone defense. I mean, very good speed at the linebacker position with David. Alfonso Denard is a very, very great corner. I think he's a Jim Thorpe Award candidate. Should be definitely on the Jim Thorpe Award. They have good corners. I'm not really gonna be surprised what Bo Pelini throws out there, because he got talent. He got talent on that side of the ball. But I'm really worried about their safeties, because they lost Denarcy and they lost Gomes at the safety position. So I want to see what they do from there. Next we got the Minnesota Gophers. They're really a mess, I think, in my opinion. They're just a mess, like all over, just talent wise and recruiting, and Tim Brewster. He really had some hits and misses. He had a lot of misses in his recruiting. They're hoping Marquise Gray could step up at the quarterback position, dual threat guy, former number 1 dual threat quarterback, and they're hoping he could be the guy. I think they need to upgrade on their offensive line, their skill position. On the defense, they're good at linebacker. They have very solid good core players at the linebacker position at the Sam, Will, and Mike. But other than that, it's where's the talent at on the line and in the back in the secondary. I want to see what they do there. I think they're a couple of years away from actually contending in this. It's not even in just a conference, in their own division. Northwestern is one of those teams that they could be a real sleeper team. They got Dan Purcell, who's going to be a Heisman candidate. I want to know he's really good at running, dual threat guy, passing and running. I want to see what they do with the running back position. I don't think they have a lot of good talent at the running back position. They have to find somebody there at that. Jeremy Ebert, I think, is going to be a fantastic wide receiver this year in the Big Ten. He's one of those guys you're gonna sleep on, but at the end he's going to be like, oh, he was the first team all Big Ten or second team all Big Ten. He's very good, very great offensive line led by Al Letter. I think he's a second round left tackle. Very solid secondary led by Jordan Maben at corner and Brian Peters at the safety position. I want to know where they're at the line. They have very weaknesses at the defensive line and the linebacker positions on the defense. Other than that, on the legends, to me it'll come down to Nebraska and Michigan. But I really won't be surprised if Nebraska and Michigan State. But I really won't be surprised if Michigan comes and challenges. But I think that I'll probably say I'll take Nebraska just because of the weapons that they have, and I think they're the most talented team in this division. Even though Michigan State is a very good team led by Seams, I'm gonna take Nebraska to go on to the Big Ten championship game this year. Let me know what you guys think.